welcome to the first EDTV News Bulletin of 2011. We start this bulletin with news of PC Mark Kennedy, also known as Mark Stone, and plans to storm a coal-fired power station. Mr. Kennedy is at the centre of a police investigation and is currently in hiding abroad. Allegedly, Mr. Kennedy became an agent provocateur and turned from monitoring the groups to trying to convince them to take more action against coal-fired power stations. EDTV News was on the scene when Climate Change Minister Greg Barker flipped the switch to turn on Europe's largest ground source heat pump. Mr. Barker was at the One New Change shopping centre in central London. The 60 kilometres of pipes used to power the £540 million shopping centre would wrap around the London Eye 140 times. Planning regulations required the centre to source at least 10% of its power from renewable sources. However, the project engineers at the site told ED yesterday they imagined that the final power will be at least 15 to 20% from the ground source heat pump alone. While Land Securities, the people behind the project's chief executive, Francis Salway, said he hoped it would transform the way the industry constructs buildings in the future. A consultation into a £3.6 billion sewer tunnel in London closed this month. The controversial tunnel, the brainchild of Thames Water, aims to stop the sewage pouring into London, which apparently happens at least once a week. The 20-mile tunnel is opposed by Hammersmith and Fulham Council, who claim it could ruin their parks and open spaces. Thames Water are due to submit a planning application in 2012, with construction, if it gets permission, due to start in 2020. A report out this week claimed the UK will suffer fuel and energy rationing by 2020 unless urgent action is taken. The report advocated TEX, created by David Fleming, who sadly died in November last year, as a fairer system than carbon taxes. The people behind TEX, which include ED Green Personality of the Year, Caroline Lucas MP, claim the system is much fairer as it guarantees everyone a minimum allowance. New research published this week claims climate change could have brought about the end of the Roman Empire, at least in the West. The work, published in the journal Science, is the first to claim a link between tree rings and climate change. By looking at the tree rings, scientists were able to prove severe climatic conditions around the fall of the Western Roman Empire. The scientists hope this research will spur on current governments to rethink funding on climate change and refocus on mitigation. ED.net is pleased to announce a partnership with energy supplier EDF Energy to launch our first webinar together. The webinar, entitled Dealing with the CRC as a Tax, will be broadcast online for free on the 1st of February from 10 a.m. Please go to www.ed.net to register your interest in attending. The speakers are Siobhan Hyland, Regulation and Compliance Manager, and Michael Kappa, Product Development and Sales Manager at EDF Energy. They will both help navigate you through the legislation and find a way for you to reduce your carbon emissions. This has been EDTV News. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next month.